Hello everybody, welcome back to AI War Fleet Command. The Fallen Spire continues. It's time to start expanding. Now I have seen a couple of more scouting options out here, and I want to take a look at some of that stuff. First of all, we've got Naboo, nothing too exciting there. Massalia here has one of the Spire Civilian Leaders, which is this thing right down here. I think we're in a nebula, which is why we got that hue going on. But I definitely want to decide as soon as I can whether or not I'm going to take this planet or just destroy the Spire Civilian Leader so that they don't boost AI progress. And since that happens on an hourly basis, I want to hit that for the end of the first hour if possible. There's another one down here in Herculina, but I'm pretty sure I want to take that planet because it has a broken hive golem. I've got a couple purposes in mind for those. I think they'd probably be second only to the botnet golems in dealing with the exo waves, and I don't know how long we get to wait until we get the golem-related exo waves hitting. But the other thing about that is, like with all the Mark IV planets that are around, I'm a little bit concerned about taking planets that border those. But if I get the hive golem fairly early, then I can just wait till it has a full load of wasps, pop into those systems, release them, have it attack whatever ships of theirs that it can destroy, and so they can like gradually clean out those systems and keep them from getting too flooded with numbers. So this is definitely a major target for me. Obviously Utapau, there's a coprocessor there, along with being the location we need to hit for the next stage of the Spire campaign itself. So that's a big deal. Over here in Merapi, we have a Zenith power generator and a Black Widow golem. So that seems like that would definitely be a good system to take also. We've got a bunch of targets out there. Of course, right now we just want to expand. And the first one I'm going to hit, I just moved the initial fleet in there, is Cato Nemordia. It's only got an MLRS post, it has 5 metal, and it's the only system that doesn't have a Mark IV planet adjoining it. So I think I want to hit this, and then I want to hit Eugenia, which does have Mark IV Chiriclo, but we'll deal with that. And so these two being the best metal ones nearby, I just think that's where I want to start, and boosting the economy as quick as I can is really important. I also want to scout as quick as I possibly can, and we need to expand, of course, to do that, because getting to see where all the golems are, getting to see where all the civilian leaders are, really going to be important in this game so that we don't take too long on things and end up with a whole bunch of problems, increasing AI progress and the exo waves before we're ready to deal with it. So that's the goal. Pop in here. Fleet has just arrived. The MLRS post is only good against my fighters. They show mostly fighters in here. So what I want to do is just separate off the fighters, get them out of here, and then just pound the MLRS and take over the system. Should be a fairly simple deal. And of course my frigates are good against their fighters, so I don't have to worry about that. Now that we're in range, everybody hurry up. Of course, no nuclear command this time, so we have to ensure that we are handling everything. We can't just pop the command station. And I also do have a flagship in here to boost my attack a bit. There we go. And I think we're ready to get set up. Of course, as usual, the first conquest or two, not that problematic. And here we can see the Neinzul Enclave situation already starting to go to our advantage. We've got 2 of them in here. One of their ships just came in again, but it was destroyed. And now we're getting 2,000 metal a second from it. And I was thinking about, I honestly think this is really going to help me boost my early economy. And I was thinking about the fact that I could go into Sindai here where there are a couple of distribution nodes. But they have something called a blade spawner. Where are those at? These right here. Okay? And they constantly spawn small blades that crash into enemy ships. So they're going to attack us no matter where we go in the system. Probably not worth coming in here for that, especially if we're going to be getting regular scrap from the Enclave attackers to boost our economy. So, going to just probably leave that be. And it looks bad to have 74 ships on your homeworld, but it's actually not. Those are just the spawned drones from the Neinzul ship, and they'll be taken care of fairly quickly. Just got our stuff up in Cato Nemoida, and we need to get the turrets set up in this system. Well, Iris is providing us with a bit of a challenge here because they have a hybrid hive up already. And the reason I'm already in Iris, by the way, is that the Enclave starships have really been just the gift that keeps on giving. At one point in time, Elpis was generating over 3 million scrap and over 3,000 metal. And so that I just said, okay, we're just going to accelerate the progression. So we're already up in Cato Nemoida and Eugenia, and we're just moving right along here. Of course, we're going to hit Frezenza next. But from here, I'm hoping to have range to raid Sela, hit that data center. I want to try to knock out that Spire Civilian Leader in here. So I've got a couple irons in the fire. So yeah, back to Iris fighting the hybrid hive. I'm not sure how this is going to go with an early Mark 1 fleet, but I do have a full cap of fleet ships now. Let's see if we can take this. Okay, yeah, that went fine. And then there's only one ship, but you know, I was using much better ships when I fought them the last couple times around. So now I just want to clear all this out, and we got a missile guard post, which unfortunately only some of my ships are going to be any good at taking on. There we go, and let's see. This is the group I wanted, the flagship, the fighters, and the frigates to go take on that. And then I might as well send everybody else down here, take out the command station, and get set up. See how this goes, because I think we're going to lose some ships against this missile guard post to be sure. Okay, but that's still, like, that's our third system we've taken in about 16 minutes. I'm really just taking one every few minutes, moving on to the next with the way that our metal is going. And we got a few metal harvesters down because they're raiding us. But it's not, none of these are lasting long. And then once we clear them out, we'll rebuild. They have, oh, they've got some new stuff in here. Gravity Guardian and the Blade Spawners. And these have decent enough health that it's going to take some time for our long-range turrets to hit them. And you can see, okay, these are the blades that they're hitting. And they're just being generally annoying. So I should probably send my ships in here and clear those out. The Gravity Guardian does what you think it might do. Reduces ship speed. So the Mark II one here reduces everything to 40. So that's just a couple of the new toys that they've got. So here we are in Masala. You can see we lost one of our raid starships and almost another. I just sent 3 of the, obviously, Mark 1 in. I haven't unlocked anything else. And I want to knock out this thing. And they don't have much health. So I was thinking I could do it just with these. There we go. And now we'll try to get out. And maybe we will, maybe we won't. But that's going to save us 1 AI progress an hour for the rest of the game. Then I want to reform and hit the data center in Sela, which I should be able to knock out as well. And then that would knock down our AI progress a bit. So here we are in Sela, just taking out this data center. But one thing to notice, of course, is that now we're on difficulty 8. Guess what? It only gets us 15, so it's not quite equal to a full planet. But still, obviously it's better than nothing. We'll take the minus 15 that we can get. They've got a minor reprisal wave coming to help us here soon. I'm not worried about that. 32 ships and a starship. I'm sure they're more powerful ships, but you can see we've got 4 of our Enclave protectors, allies. I think we're pretty good. I'd rather actually have them come here than anywhere else, because that means we get salvage. Next up, as I started to work with some Mark III scout drones that I've recently unlocked to do more wider scouting, also popped into Fruzenzen, the final system that's adjacent to our home world of Elpis. And we've got a couple things here. We've got the blade spawner over here in a Spire shield thing. So that's going to be interesting. I want to send my raid starships after that and just see if they can knock that out real quick. Don't even know if that's going to work, but I'm going to give that a shot. And then everything else is going to have plenty to do dealing with this Neinzul Preservation Warden. Alright, let's see. Looks like they might about have it. Yep, they got it down. Now they're under attack. Let's get everything else back over here. I think that worked pretty well, all things considered. Let's just knock out that Spire Shield guard post. We're doing pretty well so far, gradually ramping up the fleet. Putting more ships in play wherever we can. Right now we've got flagships and raid starships, and of course there are many more starships we could build. Since we're at a full fleet ship cap, that's what I'm going to do for now. Just hold off on the doing research until we can build everything of what we've got. They got a reinforcement flagship. That'll take a bit of dealing. Might as well go after that next, I think. Another blade spawner. Okay. And then we'll go back to this. So they're gradually starting to show a little bit more resistance, but we're ramping up faster than they can improve at the moment. Again, very early in things. Let's go knock this out, bring in the colony ship, and take control of another system. Now near the end of the first hour, and I've got some unique things going on. All the salvage that we keep getting, mostly from the Neinzul stuff floating in, is maxed out our metal. And I actually have more metal than I know what to do with. And like, well, why don't you build more ships? Well, I'm building some, but I'm trying to be cautious with that because of our energy situation. So that's one part of it. We've seen the Devour Golem floating around a couple planets, barely escaped them actually in Fruzenzen. They end up taking out some of the Neinzul drones. Was able to get out of that without losing anything. But then I've been working on more scouting because I want to aggressively scout, find out where we're going to go. I don't just want to attack willy-nilly because that'll hurt me later in the game. Have AI progress too high and so forth. Over here in Strix Nebulosa, we have a Mark V along with Mark I ion cannon. It's the first time I've seen a Mark V ion cannon just be around. Broken artillery golem. Obviously, that will be useful to get. Over here in Medea, we have our first of the Neinzul rocketry silo guys. And let's see. There we go. The rocketry core. These shoot a lightning or EMP warhead every quarter hour, so every 15 minutes, sends them to nearby human planets. They do it if the planet is on alert. It's not on alert right now, so it's not going to do it yet. But I'm kind of curious what happens to them. It says the AI doesn't attack them. It doesn't say it's captured when we take the planet. Does it implode? Does it just stop operating because the planet's no longer on alert? I'm not sure what that thing is actually going to do. We may have to experiment with that at some point. It's the only one that I've found so far. But I'm eventually going to want to put this planet on alert because right here we have a Mark V fabricator for something called a stealth battleship. Don't know what it is or what it does, but I think it's probably worth acquiring. I mean, the name stealth battleship sounds great. And of course, Mark V version, yeah, sign me up for that. I just scouted out these neighboring systems, Hypatia and there's a Spire Civilian Leader there. There's one right next to it. That's interesting because we're planning on taking this. Do we potentially want to take the one right next to it? Or do I just want to knock that one out? But in any case, my plan was to take Herculina, because I'm going to want to take that anyway. I want to get the Hive Golem, capture the Civilian Leader, and obviously, if I can do that before the first hour is up, that would be the best. On the other hand, we don't have that much time left. So I was in a hurry to get some transports built, get through Papagena and into there, and get this attack done, because we've got less than 8 minutes. Now, one of their gravity guardians made itself annoying, or rather was in Papagena here. It's around in this area somewhere. But when we came in through this way, it was slowing down the transports. It slowed it down enough to damage one of them, so it almost took it out, and the other ones were not great by the time we get in here. But the only thing I was really concerned about is just getting everything unloaded immediately. And then as soon as they all come out, waiting for them to come out of the transport as seconds tick off the clock, but I think we're going to be fine here. There we go. Just move them out of the way. I didn't bother waiting for a colony ship. I didn't bother waiting for any particular organization. I just wanted to get everybody in here and take out the command station and worry about everything else later. There we go. Now the barracks is going to deploy. All kinds of fun stuff is going to happen. I want everybody to guard this area where the Hive Golem is. And oh my, there we go. Yep, and there's a blade spawner around somewhere. Let's figure out where that is. Oh, there's 11 of them. We got a whole bunch of them. Okay, let's take those out. Those are going to be a real pain. Come on. Get over here. In large numbers, those are going to be yuck. Good news is we have found a backup design server where we can download the plans for these ourselves. I think those would be an excellent addition to any, defensive setup. Okay. Now everybody just sort of settle in here in the middle and get a colony ship going. I think that should deal with everything, though, because they're knocked out. The system, is not showing as belonging to either one of the AIs. It should be neutral now. And so that particular civilian leader should not be a problem. I'm going to accept the one over here in Palma. And again, it's only one per leader. But still, why, not save that one if you can? So it ended up that I have plenty of time. Herculina is my next expansion. And then from here, I just want to go and scout out. I need to do some aggressive scouting. I definitely want to take Strix Nebulosa. That's probably next. So the early game here is just really at a rapid pace with all the scrap that we're getting. I'm just expanding. And I think that I'm going to be able to do that for a bit here while I do some aggressive scouting, find out more of what's going on. Of course, we're not forgetting about Utapau, the Fallen Spire campaign. But there's so many opportunities here to improve our later game, but I think I just got to take advantage of those. We can come back to this when I've got time. So that's basically the first hour of this Spire adventure. We got more coming up afterwards. But until then, thanks for watching, everybody. The journey will resume soon.